Welcome to the AI Edge for Entrepreneurs, the podcast that believes AI doesn't have to be scary, stiff, or sound like a motivational speaker who's never met you. I'm Megan Coulter, and I help smart, scrappy business owners use custom GPTs to save time, delegate better, and sound like themselves. No bro marketing, no prompt packs, just practical tools with personality. If you've ever thought, I should be using AI, but I don't even know where to start, you are not alone. Only about 14% of small businesses are even using AI right now. So just by tuning in and learning a few simple tools, you're already ahead. Hey, I'm Megan. I work with entrepreneurs who are curious about AI, but so over all the jargon, overwhelm, and the weird, hypey energy that seems to follow it around. This podcast is for the people who are doing it all. Writing the content, managing the clients, maybe training a VA, or maybe you're just running on coffee and vibes. If you've heard about AI tools, but every time you try to use one, it just feels like more work, this show is for you. I want this podcast to feel like chatting with a friend over coffee, not a lecture. Each week, I'll break down how I use custom GPTs in my own business. The good, the bad, and the kind of weird. You'll get ideas, use cases, things you can actually try, and the occasional pep talk when you feel like throwing your laptop across the room. So a little backstory. I used to podcast, and I loved it until I didn't. I got stuck in that all too familiar cycle of last-minute editing, perfectionism spirals, and staying up way too late trying to fix audio issues that I barely even understood. And eventually I burned out and I hit pause. But I've missed it. So I'm back, but with a little bit of a different approach. This time I'm recording ahead. I'm not going to be editing the night before a new episode drops, and I'm hoping to create something that actually feels sustainable and honestly kind of fun. And a quick note, if you have been around since those early episodes, you might notice that some of my opinions have shifted, especially around things like learning how to prompt. And you're not wrong. AI is evolving fast, and I'm committed to giving you the most up-to-date, actually helpful information I can. As the tools change, so might my recommendations. But here's what won't change. I will always be honest, clear, and focused on making things easier, not harder. All right, I want to share my personal AI dream, which is also what this show is really all about. So first, I'll tell you what this podcast is not about. It is not about automating every inch of your business so that you can scale 10x and never sleep again. It's not about using AI to crank out more content faster just because you should. Here is my dream for all of us for AI, that we use it to get our time back, that it becomes Rosie from the Jetsons for our business, not a Wall-E style cautionary tale. I want us to reclaim time for things that matter. For rest, for family, for hobbies, for life. If the bots aren't helping us build businesses we actually enjoy, then what's the point? So yes, we're going to talk about tools and workflows and custom GPTs, but through all of it, I'll keep bringing you back to the bigger question. How can we use AI to make our lives better, not just more efficient? So here's what you can expect moving forward. New episodes every week, bite-sized, story-led breakdowns of how to actually use AI tools in your biz. Honest, no-pressure insights from someone who's figuring it out right alongside you. And zero tolerance for anything that makes you feel behind or not techie enough. That's just not true. This is a place to learn, try new things, to feel a little more control of the wild world of AI. And if I do my job right, you might even start having fun with it. If you're wondering where to begin, I made something for you. It's called the Sound Like Me GPT. It's a free tool that you can use to help ChatGPT start writing in your voice. Not perfectly and not magically, but better than starting with a blank out-of-the-box ChatGPT and wondering why everything sounds a little vaguely like a LinkedIn post. But here's what I want you to know before you dive in. This is not a test. It's not a test of your tech skills. It's not a test of your writing skills. And it's definitely not a test on how well you can articulate every last detail of your business. Because that's the trap, right? Those massive mega prompts floating around that ask you to fill in 42 blanks about your brand voice, your messaging, your values, your offer, your ideal client's blood type. Who has that ready? Who should have that ready? You don't need to show up with a fully formed business manifesto. You just need to show up willing to have a conversation. Think of this GPT like a new team member. They're smart, they are ready to work, and they are very much untrained. They don't know your voice yet, but they want to. And the more you talk to it, the more it learns. So if you don't know how to answer a question, say, I don't know. If something feels off, push back, redirect, clarify. That's not a failure. That is the whole point. Because here's the wild part. In working with ChatGPT, you'll start to get clearer on your own voice, your brand, your priorities, sometimes more clearly than you ever have before. You're not just training the AI, you're training yourself to hear your own voice more confidently. So try it. Play around. Treat it like a co-creator, not a vending machine. And if the first response feels off, don't delete the whole thing. Have a conversation. You can grab it for free in the show notes, and I really hope you do. It is such a good starting point, especially if you've ever felt like AI was made for someone else and not for you. Thank you so much for being here for episode 1 or episode 2.0. I don't know what we're going to call this episode, but episode 1, season 2. I'm so excited to be back in your ears and even more excited for what we're going to build together. Next week, we're talking about why AI content feels so bland and what to do about it. And spoiler alert, it is not your fault. And yes, there is a fix. I'll see you then.